Yo, what up guys? Quick thing before the video starts. I'm a pro CS2 player who competed at a top 30 HOTV level, played for teams such as Into the Breach, and played in ESO Challenger League. I offer individual coaching sessions for people wanting to improve. If you're interested, join my Discord in the description and book a session today. Other than that, leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Tip that you can instantly apply to your games to start winning more and just improving overall is basically to start being more dynamic and start strafing angles more. What I mean by this is when holding an angle, for example, let's say you're an Inferno as a CT long player, you're holding mid, don't just be like a static target from the like this, because what will happen is when the T comes out and starts clearing, they're gonna strafe this, kill you instantly, do a strafe, fall back, reposition. You're gonna be basically a static target, and you're not gonna have time to react on the guy who's swinging across your screen, because you're basically not gonna be expecting it, and he can control when he wants to take the fight and when he doesn't. And when he strafes you like this, he has the advantage every single time. Same thing on this angle. I see a lot of people play like this, and the T's would literally just swing out and win this fight every single time just because they're doing like a proper counter strafe and you have no time to react. So how to counter this and how you would see all high elo players play and pros is basically to start doing these kind of strafes just to spot information. So then let's say just now you spotted a T come out mid, then you can decide, do I want to keep playing a more passive angle and fall off, or I just spotted him, do I want to go for the peek, get this one kill and then fall off? Or another thing that happens is instead of playing with your gun out, you can always just play out with a molly and spot like this. So spotting mid, really safe angle. Let's see, like a long smoke comes in, you see, you molly, get even nade, and just kill people coming out as well, just like this. Other things you could do, for example, is you could just be here with a smoke out. You hear, for example, your teammate is saying, oh, there's like presence second mid. You hear people in mid. You can keep playing super safe like this, and on a timing, swing out, smoke, tuck in, wait for the smoke to pop, then re-peek out, and then you have all of mid control. Same thing. You want to sell your skins in a safe and a secure way? Head over to sellyourskins.com. Sell Your Skins has over 160,000 users, highly trusted and positively rated by hundreds on Trustpilot. All you need to do is click the Sell tab, select your skins, and cash them out instantly with various payment options available. You can use my promo code ISK for a 5% bonus on your skins as well. Link in the description. Control. Same thing right here. It's like instead of just playing like this, what happens a lot is the T's like to throw a work smoke sometimes and flash through it, and you'll be blind on this position. So to prevent this, you'll see a lot of pros playing like this. So they'll be strafing in like 1 or 2 second intervals, whatever you say, and just spotting like this instead of just being like a static target like this, because you're not gonna have time to react if someone's swinging out like this. You're just not gonna have time. The chance of you winning this fight is so low. So just give yourself more chances to actually win fights and just start jiggling way more like this. This comes down to pretty much every single angle. Same thing on CT, right? You're not just gonna be like an NPC standing like this. You're obviously gonna be spotting with Util out, T peeks out, oh I spotted him, molly, and then react based on what's happening. Alright, so if you just start doing these sorts of things, you're just gonna start dying less and giving yourself more chances to win rounds. Same thing on mini right here, same thing. Same thing on short, holding boiler. Or at the start of the round, you could also be like this. Then molly, depending what's happening, and then fall off. There's so many options with this mechanic. So I highly suggest you gotta start doing this and stop standing still like a statue. Alright boys? This next tip is mostly for people who are main oppers and people who sometimes like to pick an op. So what this is basically getting into the habit of walking around in zoom and pre-zooming before you take fights. So let's, for example, take a scenario where the T's have A-side control and you're rotating in for the retake. So what I see a lot of people do is they would have their knife out and they would only click their zoom when they're already like right here, and it'll just zoom out instantly. There's obviously timings where you can peek like this when they're only coming out Tetris, but when they're out on default, you guys need to get into the habit of coming CT, pre-zooming all the way in, and just walking around in zoom, and taking your time clearing angles. So you peek 1, peek 2, peek 3, peek 4, peek 5, peek 6, peek 7, peek 8, and then from now would be like a good time where you can unzoom and start searching out if you want to get a quick kill. So it's just get into the habit of pre-zooming. What this does is, first of all, it makes it so the T's don't know exactly where you are, because the more you zoom around, the more noise cues you give away, and now they know there's an upper already posted up CT. But if you pre-zoom, and you can also use the sound kind of circle and see where people can hear you from. So like I would literally come here, pre-zoom this, and just slowly walk up and start searching real slow, and you're gonna get so many more kills and catch people way more, rather than just like whiting out like this and having to take all these fights at the same time. All right, so, and I'll show you the perfect example of people doing this. Just get into the habit of doing this, and I'm sure you're gonna get caught out way less, because you're actually taking your time clearing every angle possible, rather than just like walking out fully like this and hoping for the best. Tip is learning at least 4 to 5 pieces of utility on every map. This will increase the chance of you winning way more games and will just make your life way more easier. What I mean by this is you don't need to know advanced utility. All you need to know is 4 or 5 crucial utilities for each map, such as, let's say, Mirage window smoke, some smokes for window and ancient, and some other ones like a simple left side smoke on B side, just to be able to say, yo guys, smoking left side, let's go up B. So simple smokes like this that would just like increase your win rate. And what I've done is in the description there would be a spreadsheet down below with 5 most important utilities on every single map and how to throw it as well. So in the description, guys, all that is provided for you. Go click on it and make sure to learn all those crucial nades that will just increase your win rate overall on every map. And you have to know them, but at least it's not that much. Guys, the fourth and most important tip that I highly recommend is to start watching demos of pro players playing in your positions and pay attention to positioning, decision making, what utility they use, rotations, everything else, and you can pick up on small things every single time you watch a new demo. So, for example, you might wonder, how do I find people, pro players, to play in my positions, my spots? So what you do is you open up this website. There will be a link in the description. Let's say, for example, you're a B side anchor on B Mirage and you've been struggling, you don't know how to jump spot correctly, you don't know what your reactions should be to a B rush. What you do is you open up this website. Here it says CT roles, T roles. You click on CT because you want to watch CT side. If you want to watch T side, you can obviously click those and watch separate roles such as like lurker, entry, etc, etc. So on CT roles, we're focusing on anchor. So right here, you click anchor. At the top here are all the maps, the players, their ratings, and what positions they play. So let's say we find CT Mirage. It gives us a list of A anchors, B short players, and A anchors as well. So for example, here we found, for example, let's say the first player who has a decent rating, Jumfat, he plays B anchor. Alright, I figured out the player I want to watch. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna go on YouTube or HOTV, and you're gonna search Jimfat Mirage POV, or you can search Jimfat Mirage Faceit. Some pro players don't play Faceit as much, so if there's no Faceit games, I highly suggest watching games of like pro games. So after you click this, you open it up, you skip to the CT side, for example. You skip to the CT side, and you can actually just review how he starts off the round, what he does, what rotations he uses. So everything else like this would be super useful. You can see how to jump spot correctly, how he jump spots, etc, etc. And slowly, the more demos you watch, like once a day is ideal, the better you're going to become and the more comfortable you're going to start feeling in these positions. The final tip that directly ties with the one previous is basically try to find a role and the positions that fit your playstyle and the ones that you would want to play and feel comfortable with. I don't want you to go into face it pokes and always be the guy that's like, yo guys, I'm just gonna fill. What this does is basically you're gonna be playing new positions every single time, and you're not gonna be able to master every single position in this game. So I would recommend if you are an A anchor, then play A anchor every single poke you get, because then you actually are able to train things that you practiced for. As I said, watching demos and applying those things, implementing them into your own game, and fucking hell, bro, fuck, practicing it in a real life situation. Okay, not real life, in-game situation where you're gonna get tested. It's one thing watching a pro demo and actually trying to replicate the things that you saw in game, and actually reacting when you're getting flashed, you're getting Molotov, and like playing in like a real game. So the moral of the story is try to play the same positions every single time, and don't be the guy that just goes around filling, because you're gonna play bad, because you can't be good at all 5 positions, right? You're gonna play bad, you're gonna lose elo, and you're gonna tilt. So try to find a position that you feel comfortable in, watch a bunch of demos on it, learn the basic util, start feeling comfortable and being a real so your teammates can rely on you to hold side and play correctly.